that changes the narrative. Who am I when I stop playing the game? If you stop playing the game, who are you? The moment that you stop playing the game, who are you? That's a deep question, because most people never get to this level of awareness where they can even ask the question. They don't even know they're in the game. Most Negroes don't even know they're playing the game. Ain't they fault? We all went to Ebenezer Baptist. And so now we're at this level of awareness where we can literally ask the question, okay, who am I without my five senses? Who am I without my five senses? So that the answer that you get when you ask the question inside of the simulation, you do not get liberation. When you ask the question, who am I, when you're still inside the simulation is not going to give you liberation. The simulation, again, is going to give you deeper incarceration, deeper indoctrination. When you ask questions inside the simulation, you do not get liberation. When you ask questions inside the simulation, you get deeper incarceration. When you ask questions inside the simulation, you don't get liberation. When you ask questions inside the simulation, you get deeper indoctrination. You get deeper incrimination. You get deeper lacerations. Negro, you don't get out of the prison. This is a prison form. This is a fear form. This is a fear factor. I know you have seen the monster. You've seen the movie Monsters Inc. They tried to tell you Negroes in that movie. But we thought it was, just a cartoon, doc. No, the dominant culture, they don't waste no energy, bro. Everything has a deeper esoteric meaning to keep you trapped in this dimension. So when we understand that we are all feeding, or they are feeding off of your low vibrational energy, but I got to get you into a high or low emotional state. As long as you're not stable, I need to make sure that you understand that silence is the kill switch. So I cannot allow you Negroes to be silent. I got to make sure you stay on the fear form. You feel me? I got to make sure that you are in a vibrational state. Even if it's a high vibrational state, you can win the lottery and all of that emotion and all of that energy that you all amped up, all of that vibrational energy, where's it going, homie? That's adrenochrome. Now, notice in the movie The Matrix, everybody see that. Remember Morpheus held up a battery in the movie The Matrix. Y'all remember that? And when he held up that in the movie The Matrix, man, I think it was the first one, he said that this is a computer-generated world. And this computer-generated world is designed. I remember AI, artificial intelligence, quantum supercomputers, superintelligence, Claude, Flow, what's the other one? That's a new one that they just came out with. All of the new super intelligent, again, more intelligent than every human brain combined on the planet. If you take 7+ billion brains, this new, supercomputer supposedly is more intelligent. What does it say? It says that we are in a simulation. All science says the same thing. Even the Bible says it. Another study for another time. But all I'm simply saying, when you understand that you're in this world, boo-boo, but you ain't of this world. That means that there's a world inside of a world. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it wasn't so, I would not have told you. Now, again, this is deep. I understand. But we live in a world that is designed to turn humans into batteries. What is a battery? A battery is an energy source. That's a profound statement. Now, that's a fictional movie, right? Just like Monsters Inc. But remember in Monsters Inc., how did they travel in Monsters Inc.? Remember Sally in Monsters Inc.? In Monsters Inc., the monsters went from the monster world, because in the monster world there's no chi, there's no prana, there's no pneuma, there's no aspa. God doesn't live in the monsters world. So in Monsters Inc. in the movie, they trying to tell you Negroes that they have to travel, but notice they use mirrors. Remember Sally went through mirrors because nobody knows. Remember Skyring, remember John D? Remember going back in the ancient text? That, your reverend doctor, your bishop doesn't allow you to read the ancient text. I understand. Hey, that's another study for another time. But all I'm simply saying, if you were to read the ancient text, you see mirrors ain't mirrors. They are portals. Another study for another time. So when you understand that, even in all of the movies, they drink adrenochrome. Now, in all of the movies, they talk about blood sacrifices, MK Ultra. It's always kids. They're always attracting the kids because the kids carrying adrenaline. Remember the movie Dr. Sleep? Remember Dr. Sleep? Even Dr. Strange, the multiverse kids. They always use kids because kids hold more adrenochrome. Adrenochrome is the energy that's released when you just like with the animals. When they take animals to the slaughterhouse, why do they kill animals when they're in a state of fear? When they drink that blood, another study for another time. This is a vampiric entity. But in the movie Monsters Inc., the monster, the head monster, the key monster, he had one eye. It was a little short green dude. He had one eye. Even in the movie with all the little dudes running around, they all got one eye. That one eye is telling you that this is a all-seeing eye, just like it's on the back of the dollar bill. So in Monsters Inc., the source of energy, the source of power was the children. They got rewards for scaring the children. They use mirrors to gain access into this dimension where they can walk through doors, quote unquote, to go into children's bedrooms. And in the child's bedroom, I remember when I was a kid, I had the same issue, man. I was scared to death. I could sense, I felt like something was under the bed, man. So I just peed in the bed. I didn't get up out of the bed. You know, my son Kendrick was the same way. He said, I said, Kendrick, man, why don't you just go to the rest? I said, Dad, I don't know. Something's in this room, bro. He could sense, he could feel. So it is this terrifying. Sorry about the noise in the background. When children scream, when they was afraid, just like, and it's sad watching it and seeing it in real life, especially in the movie Dr. Sleep. Man, when old girl is time traveling, she's traveling and she's, you know, the little black girl and man, if y'all haven't seen it, man, you got to watch it. I mean, it just lets you know what's going on. And so what we're talking about is that's happening in this dimension right now as we speak. And so what I'm expressing, exposing, expanding to you today is how you get out. It's one thing to be caught up in this matrix, this emotional upheaval. Everybody on this call, man, you know, come on, man, stop playing. Your life is an emotional roller coaster. One day you up, the next day you ready to cut somebody's throat. I mean, not you personally. People you know, not you. So we all go through this emotional roller coaster. You know, you living high off the hog, then they call you in the office and say, hey, you know what? You've been doing a great job. But you know what? Hey, we cutting back a little bit and we're going to have to let you go. So how you feel, man? Or you sitting at home, you driving home from work and you get a call and say that, you know, a brother, a sister, God forbid, somebody in your immediate family has just transitioned. How do you feel? So life is full of up and down. That's the point. The point of life is to get you into a state. Whoever they are, we don't know who they are, but whoever they are, they want to keep you, Negro, in an emotional state so they can feed off your chi and off your product. But your job is to exit the matrix. That's what this series, that's what this book is all about, from purpose to profit. So let's break this down, bruh, and give you the keys to exit the matrix and the keys to walk out of this frequency right into a high vibrational state that I call heaven. Because heaven is a high vibrational state of mind. Now, I'm not saying it's not all the other stuff that the Bible says. You know, remember, it's not either or. This is all inclusive. This is like a buffet. You can have everything's on the table, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't got to bump heads over non-issues.